You can't react to this. Is it my mouse? Okay, this guy's cheating. If you've ever played EU high rank, then you know the pain of holding an angle and an actual Formula 1 racer peeks you. You literally have no time to react. But what if I told you it's none of the things I've mentioned? See, I've been playing Valorant since its conception, and I was never the type of player to care about bad matches, bad teammates, or even bad duels. My one and only tilter, my biggest kryptonite, was playing against a player where it felt like not even a world champion could have reacted in time. I mean, here I am training, grinding, and optimizing everything just to get pre-fired and one-tapped in an off angle. This issue had such a grip on me that I ended up buying the latest Ethernet cable, upgraded my internet speed, and what the hell is buffer bloat? I even got that reduced. And this mouse not only has the lowest latency on the market, but it also has an actuation feature similar to keyboards, meaning my switch actuates without having to bottom out. I mean, goddamn, I even thought the issue was with me. Maybe I was too slow. But here is my average click reaction time. So I decided, since I've already optimized everything, maybe this is just how the game is supposed to be played. Instead of dwelling on everything external, let's try to figure out what is actually happening inside the game. Like, what exactly happens when an enemy peeks you? We have a lot of testing coming up for you, and if you guys know me by now, yeah, I went deep into the rabbit hole. But before we jump into my first testing, I need to make sure you all know how Pika's advantage works. Let's break it down. Here we have a Neon who's about to peek the corner into the Killjoy holding. Once Neon presses her A key to initiate the movement, the server grabs this input, interprets it, then sends it out to the Killjoy. What's important to note here is that it takes time for Neon's movement to essentially reach the Killjoy. This results in Killjoy basically seeing a slightly delayed version of Neon. And while Neon also sees a delayed version of Killjoy, Killjoy as the holder is static, so her past and present versions are in the same place. This slight deviation in positions leads to Pika's advantage. Comparing perspectives of Neon and Killjoy, we can see that the Neon spots Killjoy a few frames earlier than Killjoy sees Neon. Also, your ping and the enemy's ping play a strong role here. If either Neon or Killjoy is playing with high ping, this effect gets even stronger. This is technically Pika's advantage. If you want to learn more about this in depth and see how Riot kind of mitigates this issue through things like network buffering, you can check out Riot's article on this topic, which I'll link in the description. But how does this tie to my issue of getting Ferrari peeked and one-tapped? Let's analyze this clip. I'm holding neutral with an up here. Not too wide, not too close. The enemy Reyna swings out, I take my shot, it misses, and I instantly get one-tapped before he even stops his movement on my screen. Now, if I calculate how long it took me to take my shot, we get 145 milliseconds. So that means, even with an above average reaction time, I couldn't kill that Reyna. I noticed something interesting though. The more I looked through footage and the more games I played where I focused on this issue, in nearly all the instances where I was experiencing these peaks from the enemy that I couldn't humanely react to, they were always white peaking. I'm not going to go in depth on the different types of peaks, since I assume this is common knowledge, but this is a normal peak, this is a white peak, this is a wide swing, and this is a pop and swing. Now, I want to figure out if it is the case that the wider the enemy peaks, the more likely I get instantly killed. When I think of instances where enemies do normal peaks, I actually was more often than not, with good crosshair placement, winning the duel. How can I be sure of this though? Let's get to testing. I'm going to run a test with 3 Radiant players. We'll simulate a simple hold and peek scenario 50 times for each player, 150 runs in total. First, we'll pick an environment. This spot on Lotus seems good. I will have the players now peek me from this log here, and they will alternate between the different peaks. They'll do a short peek kill, a wide swing kill, and everything in between. Once we have our data, we'll analyze each kill by calculating the frames between when their movement initially stopped and the moment they fired the kill shot. We'll also screenshot each kill to calculate the exact distance from the angle. With all the values, we'll fill in the sheet here that will automatically generate this graph for us. If our graph ends up looking something like this, then we're on to something. To minimize as many impacting variables as possible, we'll conduct the testing under these 3 conditions. First, we'll conceal the purpose of the testing from the players, so that there is no placebo effect that may influence our data. Secondly, I'll also switch positions after each kill to eliminate pre-fires. And lastly, I'll only count one-tap kills. Let's start with my close friend Ja, who's a top 20 Radiant player. Yo, what's up, Jas?
Yeah, what's good, bro?
I need your help in a custom game. I need you to come and one-tap me.
I got you, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to peek from behind this corner. So,
okay.
And then use this log. Always start from this log right here, right? So be on it, and then I want you to swing, peek, and one-tap me, okay? We're gonna do this multiple times, and I'm gonna need you to like alternate between the peaks. So do a normal peak from the angle, and then do a wide swing, and then do a Ferrari peak, or like a pop and swing. You can use this point right here, like this box, as your max distance.
This? Okay.
Yeah, and just wait for my go. I'll be switching positions every time you kill me. Okay. Okay, ready? Go. 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 The first graph is done, and it looks like we're onto something. As you can see here, the wider jaw peaked me, the less time it took him to take his shot after stopping his movement. Let's not jump into any conclusions yet, we have 2 more players to go. Okay, I just finished the testing for the remaining players and filled in the values here. As we can see, there is a common trend amongst all the graphs. If we look at Jaw's data, the closest peak he's done on me is at 5%. That's hugging the box. At 5%, he stood still for nearly 250 milliseconds before he fired his kill shot. Now, if we compare it to his furthest peak, which is at 55% distance, he stood still for about 90 milliseconds before he fired the kill shot. But where does this trend come from? You see, the peek's advantage only explains me seeing Jaw a bit later when he peeks me. But why would he spend more time standing still the shorter the peak? This is mainly due to something I call swing buffering. Before you jump into the comments and say I invented a new FPS term, yeah I did, so what? Fight me. I don't know what else to call it. Now, to understand swing buffering, let's watch it from Jaw's perspective and break it down step by step. Jaw does a normal peek here. He stops his movement, then visually processes the environment, adjusts his crosshair, and then reacts. When Jaw swings wide, this whole visualizing process happens during his movement. By the time he stops to shoot me, he would have already processed, adjusted his crosshair, and now only has to click. Now, this explains why I'm able to react to normal peaks more consistently. It's easier to kill a static target than to catch up with a running target that barely stands still. Where does this leave us? Before we continue, I would like to take a second and thank you guys for all the love you've shown us lately. If you enjoy these case studies and want to support us, then the best way for you is to check out Oblivity. We released Oblivity 2 years ago as a sensitivity finder tool, where the algorithm tests how you perform on different sensitivities and shows you which sense you performed best with, which includes an aim trainer with a huge library of scenarios that improve all the mechanics in any game you play. You also have the wrist and eye exercises that I personally developed together with the devs. You can also reach me in Oblivity, where I answer all your mechanics and gameplay related questions. Back to the video. So now that we know all of this, is there a counter, a quick fix, a solution? It's simple. Always hold wide. My main inspiration for this video was the VALORANT Pro Primi. While everyone was dwelling over his crouch tap peaks, I tried to study this player and see what I could snatch from his gameplay for my games. Let me just show you. Here's a clip of Primi playing Retake on Bind. There are 2 players flooding out a bath. They spot Primi, they have info on him. Now in this situation, I would assume since they know where he is, they'll just swing and try to pre-fire him. Notice how he holds for each kill. Wide. Wide. And Brim in Lamps knows where Primi is since he just killed his teammates. What does Primi do? Wide hold. I tried holding like Primi for 1 game. And let me tell you, it was one of my best games yet. I mean, here are the duels where I'm getting instantly deleted. If I held wide here, I would have won the duel. And here. And here. Your default hold should be a wide hold, not a close hold. Now you may ask, what if an enemy normal peeks? Well, this micro flick is easier to do than this micro flick. And going back to our testing, adopting this wide hold playstyle kind of shuts the door on getting unfairly killed, because you kill the enemy before he completes his swing buffering. But is that really the solution? To always hold wide? How come a lot of pros hold close? And isn't this situation dependent? What if the enemy just pre-fires you? Okay, how wide should you hold? Does that mean you should always swing in your duels? And how do you even train for this? We'll cover all those questions in part 2. Stay tuned.